Morning, everyone. I'll be presenting my paper on insights into pediatric Pythium keratitis, a clinical case series from Tertiary Eye Care Center. I have no financial interest to disclose. Before going on the study, we should know what are the existing challenges in Pythium keratitis. It's a rare entity. It clinically and microbiologically mimics fungus, hence the diagnosis is delayed. Specific diagnostic method is a DNA zoospore identification. The entity is resistant to antifungal and has poor outcomes with TPK. Coming to the introduction, Pythium insidiosusum is a oomycete, also called as parafungus, closely resembles fungal keratitis. The purpose of our study was to analyze the demographic profile, clinical diagnostic features, challenges in management and treatment outcomes. In the methodology, it was a retrospective study design done during the period of October 2017 to December 2019. 7 pediatric Pythium keratitis subjects were recruited from the Cornea Clinic of our Tertiary Eye Care Center in South India. During the study period, we studied total 2,039 ulcers, out of which 1,003 were culture negative, 847 were fungal, 161 were bacterial, and 7 were pediatric Pythium keratitis positive. In the inclusion criteria, we had clinically Pythium keratitis patients who were culture positive, clinically appearing fungal keratitis but were culture positive for Pythium, and button culture positive cases post therapeutic keratoplasty. In the exclusion, we have clinically appearing Pythium keratitis but culture negative. All other infective and non-infective keratitis cases were excluded. For this study, we designed a diagnostic algorithm. All the clinical cases of Pythium keratitis were subjected to smearing in culture. So before the culture results, all the patients were given antifungal. In the culture positive arm, if the ulcer size was less than 4 by 4, they were treated with monotherapy of linezolid. If the ulcer was more than 4 by 4, they were treated with dual therapy of linezolid and azithromycin. If their response was good, they were continue with the same treatment. In case of poor response, they were subject to TPK. In the culture negative arm, if the ulcer size was less, they were treated with monotherapy of natamycin. If the ulcer size was more than 4 by 4, they were treated with natamycin plus itraconazole or voriconazole combination. In case of good response, same treatment was continued. In case of poor response, they were subjected to therapeutic keratoplasty. And the button culture was positive of Pythium. They were treated with anti-Pythium drugs. Coming to a demographic, 60% were males, 42% were females. All the children were in the age group of 8 to 15 years. In the all children were
नहीं
students.
कह रहा हूँ वो ठीक है जब
Risk
आप खाली
factor
प्ले
was
करना है आपको वहां से ऑन है आपका
hello.
Please go on.
Yeah, risk factor was mud injury in 3 cases. 2 cases had stick injury. There was no history of injury in 2 cases. Presenting visual acuity was 6 by 6 to 6 by 16 2 patients, 5 by 60 to 1 by 16 4, and less than 1 by 16 1 patient. There was a presentation lag of 5 days in 4 patients, 6 to 14 days in 2 patients, and 15 to 25 in 1 patient.
नहीं कबास क्यों आएगा
Stromal infiltrate with hyphated edges were present in 3 patients. Corneal melt in 2 patients. Subepithelial infiltrates were present in 4 patients. There were peripheral furrowing and tentacular projection in 4 and 5 patients respectively, which are hallmark of Pythium. There was no hypopyon or there were hypopyon exudates in 3 and endothelial plaque in 4. The first image shows the tentacular projections on the ulcer margin, which is a hallmark of Pythium. Peripheral furrowing and gutter is seen in the second. Third image shows the tendency to spread towards the limbus, and fourth image shows a whitish plaque with a hypopyon. In the treatment group, before culture results, since all mimic fungus, they were started on natamycin of voriconazole 5 patients, and 2 patients were given natamycin itraconazole. After culture positivity, all patients were added with linezolid, and 5 patients were given azithromycin. 3 patients healed with medical treatment, 4 required therapeutic keratoplasty, 2 required graft reinfection, and 2 were lost to follow-up. Average time to therapeutic keratoplasty was 7 days. 1 patient required glue plus BCL. One of our child had early stromal melt, so in order to salvage the vision and to prevent amblyopia, cyanoacrylate glue was added in combination with azithromycin and linezolid. The child showed excellent outcome with resolution of infiltrate early screening. And cyanoacrylate glue, due to its antibacterial properties, as already known, has an additive effect to linezolid and azithromycin, and the child responded well. This image shows the peripheral exudates, the recurrence in the case of a post-therapeutic keratoplasty, and post-therapeutic clump of exudates in the entry chamber is seen in the next image. 1 patient had a choroidal detachment post-therapeutic, 2 had graft reinfection, 1 had retinal detachment. There was no endophthalmitis evisceration in our cases. 85% glove salvage rate was seen, and 1 patient landed up with phthisis. In the final visual outcome, 3 patients had greater than 6 by 6 visual acuity, 3 patients had 1 by 6 to 6 by 60, and 1 had PL negative, which was phthisis. Average healing time was 80 days. So poor predictors, poor presenting visual acuity, early TPK requirement, and recurrence of graft reinfection were the predictors of poor prognosis in our cases. So this is the first pediatric Pythium keratitis case series from a tertiary eye care center. We recruited 7 eyes. 57% of our patients required therapeutic keratoplasty. 42% required healed with medical treatment. 28% required a repeat TPK. There was no evisceration. Globe salvage rate was 85%, and 1 patient landed up with phthisis. So to conclude, Pythium keratitis closely mimic fungal keratitis, hence high index of suspicion and targeted treatment is warranted. Antibacterials have shown better outcome as compared to antifungals, hence antibacterial can be resorted as first-line drugs. Cyanoacrylate glue can be a potential rescuer in early stromal melt cases due to antibacterial properties. Due to high virulence and rapidly progressive nature, early TPK must be attempted to salvage the eye with good anatomical and functional outcome. There's a first case series of pediatric pythium keratitis from any tertiary eye care center, but still large-scale studies are needed to give a better insight into presentation and treatment outcomes. Thank you, one and all.
The ophthalmologist who perform examination to COVID-19 patients and may come in contact with the tears and conjunctival secretions. COVID-19 is a highly contagious disease capable of progression to acute respiratory distress syndrome.
Can I request everybody to
Are we
please
having some cross connection or
Caused by a novel
there is some
disturbances?
Ash, can we have few questions?
Can you tell us
What is the difference you are finding? Like, what was the dose you are giving in children as compared to the adult? in your case?
Ma'am, we are using 0.1%, 0.02% linezolid and 1% azithromycin. Actually, earlier pythium was grouped under antifungals. Like it was considered as a fungus. It was classified fungus. So earlier antifungals were given. So we were not seeing good resolution in these cases. So recently, trial conducted at LV Prasad Eye Institute by Dr. Bagga et al. They proved that the in vitro sensitivity of antibacterials is greater than antifungal. So azithromycin being commonly available and less toxic, and even linezolid is also commonly available. So these are used as first-line antibacterial drugs for pythium, and we have seen good outcome with the antibacterials in these cases. And
Yes, I understand that. Is the dose anyway different from adult?
no, ma'am, same dose we are
Giving
using.
it.
Same dose
Yes.
we are using. Yes.
Okay, so how long treatment period it is being used?
Ma'am, initially when the child presents, initially we start early, and based on the ulcer resolution and the clinical outcome, with serial follow-ups, we reduce it after 2 days to, or maybe 3 days to 8 times, then 6 times. So usually we have seen we need 2 to 3 months of minimal treatment with these cases.
Okay.
Thank you.
And when do you decide for the keratoplasty? Like after how much a long duration do you decide?
Ma'am, these cases, since the organism is very virulent and it's like rapid proliferation, usually after 7 to 10 days, we have to take a call, like we have to take it for keratoplasty. As compared to fungal cases, which are we keep it interval of 2 weeks. Here we take up early, ma'am, usually 10 days probably. If the ulcer is proliferating and the child or the patient is not showing any clinical improvement.
Thank you.